Imagine you're in a job interview and the interviewer asks, "Tell us about yourself." Would you answer, "I have a 2 BHK house and I own a car and a motorcycle. I have two laptops, one 55-inch TV, a headphone, etc., etc.?" Or would you say, "I went to such and such school, this is what I did there, and then I went to this college, this is what I studied, and then in my first job, these are the skills I picked up, these are the responsibilities I had." I've never heard anybody do the former answer, right? But when you meet somebody in a group of motorcyclists or enthusiast car drivers, generally when they say, "Tell us about yourself," you start with, "I own this motorcycle, this car," and so on and so forth. Have you ever wondered why that is? I think at the beginning of our exploration of a hobby or a lifestyle, ownership or possession is where we start, right? So you'd say that I love motorcycles, so I got myself this motorcycle. And yes, that's fair. And if it's true for collecting coins, it's true for collecting stamps and whatever else your hobbies are. But as you get deeper into the lifestyle, I think the idea changes from what I have to what I do with it. And I wanted to point out today is we're still kind of stuck in the ownership and possession cycle, and we are not moving on fast enough. When I go to my track school, my colleagues introduce me as MotorInc, whatever. But the conversation is about, I've been riding motorcycles for so long, these are the places I've been to, these are the kind of things I enjoy, and not about the motorcycles I own. And every one of my colleagues who are introduced, what they ride is far less important than where they've been and what they've done. And what I would like you guys to think about is, do you have enough to talk about in terms of your experience of motorcycling and cars? And if you don't, what should you do about it? Because what you own to me is a very small part of what you're able to do with vehicles today. Remember, 20, 30 years ago, they weren't so reliable, and therefore there would be a restriction in terms of what you'd be willing to do with your vehicle. And even then, there were people who went out and did amazing stuff. People were going around the world on motorcycles like back in the 20s and the 30s even. And we know that they weren't reliable then. So the question I'm asking you today is, honestly, it's not important what you own, but you should have a very, very good answer to what you did with what you own. I'm inviting you to head outside with your vehicle and do the things that you think should be done with them. Create experiences and memories. That's what they're for. They're not there so you can make a list that says, "I have these things." It doesn't do anything. What you do with them, that's everything.